Hello, Lions fans, and welcome to episode 62 of Just Lying Around, the Detroit Lions podcast presented by the World of Football. I'm your host, Kyle Sutherland, and I'm joined by my co-host and brother-in-law, Adam Snow. I know we are both freaking happy about this game here. How about them Bears, huh? Or I guess that's a Cowboys saying, but yeah, they suck. Anyways, Adam, how are you doing today?
Can't you tell how great I am? I get to wear this shirt to work tomorrow morning. All those
Yeah,
Bears fans can suck it this week.
Yep. I can't wait for tomorrow.
Oh, I just washed it too. Smells good. We have really good detergent. I'm just letting you know my wife picked out really good stuff. I like it.
All right. Okay. Well, anyways, moving on from detergent talk, we're gonna cover the Lions versus Bears game, and then look ahead at Week 3 against the Baltimore Ravens. So today, Lions 52, Chicago Bears 21. Overall, I gotta say, Lions dominated the game. Bears came out. Lions had the ball first. They scored. Bears came out after that, scored. Both scripted plays, obviously. So kind of a little worried. But then after that, Lions, it was like 2 or 3 drives they had to punt. So I was a little worried. But after that, everything settled down. Lions took over the game and really gave the FU to Ben Johnson there.
I was wondering if they were trying to score 60 at a point just because it just seemed like they were really sticking it to Ben. I doubt that was really what they were doing, but they were able to do what they wanted with that Bears defense towards the end of the game. Amon-Ra and Goff were on fire. I hope Goff's okay. Clearly he doesn't have the leaping ability we thought maybe he could have, so we know the athleticism might not be there. But in fairness, during that play, when Goff jumped into the stands, I was making fun of him, and then my wife turned to me and she goes, "You couldn't do any better." I'm like, "You're right. I probably couldn't, even in shoulder pads, couldn't even leap up into the stands like that." So, hey, it's great to have a nice win. I don't know how much you want to break down, but yeah, once the scripted plays, like you said, kind of those first couple of drives, kind of came and went. The Lions kind of figured the Bears out, and then the Bears had no answers for the Lions offense.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. It seemed like Lions could do whatever they wanted. But here, before we talk about that, let's go through some stats here. For the Lions side, we had Jared Goff, 23 of 28 for 334 yards, 5 touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs, 12 carries for 94 yards, 7.8 average, 1 touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 9 receptions for 115 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 carries for 7 yards. Real quick, Adam, how do you feel about Amon-Ra lining up in the backfield?
I don't hate it. I would like him not to be going up the middle where there's a bunch of 300-pound linemen. Yeah. But outside of that, I like it. They were trying to get a little creative. Maybe not quite to the extent that Ben Johnson does, but I think putting him at the running back position, I think the defense starts looking like, hey, now we got to watch out for that, and it opens it up slightly different. So it's like a trick play without having to be a trick play. All they ended up doing both times were just running them up the middle. So that makes me wonder if they're doing the Ben Johnson method, and we're seeing that now, week 2, for something down the line. That's kind of been with Ben Johnson at the helmet was you set up a play in week 2, week 3, and it gets pulled off or played off in 3 or 4 weeks, maybe even next week down the line.
Yeah, well, I'll have to go back and look at those plays there, see if Gibbs or Montgomery were lined out wide or whatever. Yeah, not really too many trick plays if those were it for this week. I think they're kind of waiting on that offensive line kind of getting sync a little more. Today, I thought they did a lot better job this week than last week. That could be the Bears' defensive line just sucks, but who knows? The big test will be next week.
Yeah, look, I want to get some nice stuff to say about the Bears out of the way first, because look, while I wear the Bears suck shirt, and while I will talk so much crap this upcoming week to all the Bears fans at work, they got some pieces that look. Caleb made a couple of awesome throws. If it weren't for being kind of flushed out of the pocket, or his receivers like Odunze, I want to say, had it like right there and he couldn't get it. But Caleb, look, while I dog him, I don't think he's going to be as great as people think. He had some great plays during this game. I'll give him that. He's got the arm strength. He is a talented quarterback. I just don't know if he is the end all be all that they think he's going to be. And give credit where credit's due. I think Ben Johnson called a great, when he gets his scripted plays in, he knows what he's doing. He knew where to start picking apart the Lions defense. But then on the opposite side, you got to give Kelvin Shepard some credit for the Lions defensive coordinator there, because I feel like, he had some problems early on. Like, how does a guy get this open? What are we scheming up? And I think he kind of buttoned in, kind of settled into what Ben Johnson does and what they're trying to do, where they thought they were picking apart Detroit's weakness, and they kind of flipped it, and it became one of the strengths. Detroit would not let them get those screen passes they were trying to get to the outside. They pretty much stuffed the run for the most part. Swift, he got
hey,
game.
We're still talking about stats. We'll talk about the game here shortly.
Okay, sorry.
Going on a little rant there. Hold the horses.
It's what I do. We'll continue.
Anyways, so one other person I want to note here, Jameson Williams, 2 receptions for 108 yards and 1 touchdown. I know they threw a couple other deep shots to him before that. I don't know. I think he does a lot better on those crossing routes. Give him a couple plays before you do a couple deep shots to kind of warm him up. But yeah, other than that, he did an excellent job today. Bears side, Caleb Williams, 19 of 30, 207 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. They did pull him at the start of the fourth quarter, I believe. DeAndre Swift, 12 carries, 63 yards, 5.2 average, 1 touchdown. Then you're talking about Roman Dunze. Looked pretty dang good out there. 7 receptions, 128 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And team stats, as you can see on the screen, pretty much the Lions just dominated everything. I think they're kind of it would have been a lot worse with the Lions side being more prominent. But of course, you have garbage time minutes, Packers throwing down the field and all that stuff to help them with their yards
Packers,
there.
you mean the Bears?
Yeah, the Bears. Okay, so let's jump into our thoughts about the game here. Everyone needs to relax. Don't worry. The Lions are back. Offense is clicking. Everything's okay. We're back to normal.
Hold on, can I be that one Lions fan? I'm sorry.
Okay,
While last week it was everybody was so negative that I was like, we gotta just settle down. Now it's going in the opposite direction. Everybody's getting so positive. Let's rein it back, guys. We know who our opponent is next week, and that's going to be a tough ask. So I think the Lions did a lot to be highlighted here. Some stuff that needs to be cleaned up. Jared Goff jumping into the stands. So we can get into some of that today.
Yeah, we'll see next week. It'll be a tough opponent next week, but a few injuries we need to worry about. Everyone's already worried before the season start was Marcus Davenport and his injury bugs. He did go down, 2 times this game, kept coming back in, but if I was Brad Holmes, I'd get an insurance policy, see if you can get someone else in the building to help with the pass rush. I wouldn't leave Davenport out there for more than 30% of the defensive snaps because that guy is going to be an injury-prone player.
The fact that he sacked, it was a great sack, by the way, that play he had, that he kind of came up, heard on. I was like, of course. And then I go to X, and I'm scrolling, and of course my feed is just filled with other Lions fans saying, gee, why am I not surprised that this happened the moment he has a good play? So hopefully he's all right. God, and it wasn't week 2 last year that he got hurt.
Yeah.
So it was. I turned to my wife. I was like, week 2 last year, this guy got hurt too, and I was just like, but I'll let's settle down. He got up. Maybe it's just a forearm, bruise. He kind of got rolled up on. Hutch got rolled up on too. So hopefully it's just little minor things that we don't have to sweat over. Even Branch got up in his own power. So I'm hoping that's all positive stuff. It'll be interesting this week and nice to have an extra day of recovery going into Monday Night Football.
Yeah, they did. They did ask Brian Branch after the game if he was all right. He just said it was cramps, so he should be good to go.
Okay, right on. So positive stuff. Can I ask you about the game? What did you think about the Lions' start as opposed to last week?
Offensive side or defensive side?
Both sides of the ball.
Overall, I think they're good. I mean, I'm a little worried about Darren Arnold. They kept poking the ball his way, and like they were getting the ball to the receivers, no problem. So I don't know if they need to play him more up on the line to press them or what, or send help his way. But yeah, kind of a little worried there.
I know I'm not saying we're used to it, but the Lions have had slow starts. Offense was off to a great start this week. Typically, it's a slow start for them getting acclimated, but good job on that end. The defensive side for the second week in a row now, this is where my issue is, or one of my biggest things I'll circle is the slow start on defense. You're letting, I don't know what kind of coverages you're pulling off. They got that zone that the Bears picked apart, marched down the field. Another, wasn't the drive extended by a penalty at one point? I can't remember if it was or not, but it just seemed like anytime we had them where we wanted them, an athletic quarterback like Caleb making a play, a guy being wide open, and you can't do that, especially when you look at next week's opponent. Like I want to get too into the Ravens yet, but it's just that makes me go like, yikes, next week we got to be careful because Lamar and his receiving core does what the Bears started out doing 2 or 3 times better. So we just got to, I hope Kelvin Shepherd goes into the next game a little more aggressive, but I will give Kelvin this from a 2-game sample. His adaptation as the game goes along, the way he kind of adjusts to the game, I admire. I think they've done a great job defensively adjusting throughout the game. So kudos to that. I kind of want the offense to do what they started off with, get hot, do a lot of different things. Then they got vanilla. They kind of got vanilla there in the middle, kind of that middle portion at the end of the first, start of the second. But they kind of seem to go back into a rhythm after that. So we'll see. Still some stuff to clean up. Even Dan Campbell knows it. You can see it on the sideline. Jake Bates missing a 55-yard field goal. Oh, yeah. Not going to dog him too much. Got to clean that up, Jake. We love you. So,
yeah. Overall, I think I'm not going to be mad about this game. It was an excellent game by both sides there. But yeah, first half real quick. Like I said, Lions pretty much dominated first and second half, but first half, Lions scoring 28 points. Defense overall, like I said, did a great job. They prevented the Bears 0 for 2 on 4th downs. Ben Johnson trying to do the Dan Campbell thing, but obviously didn't work for him. And then Caleb Williams getting sacked 4 times, throwing an interception. Should have been 2, but Brian Branch had a penalty called on him when he jumped up to try and block and ended up hitting Caleb Williams in the helmet with his helmet, causing that second interception that would be. And then one fumble forced from Brian Branch hitting DeAndre Swift there. So, yeah, overall did a good job. Second half, the Bears came out again with the ball. Nothing happened. 3 and out. So I wonder if the what do we call it? Third quarters, if that left with Ben Johnson, or if that was just a fluke or whatever. But yeah, again, Lions scored another 24 points. Bears pulling Williams in the 4th quarter, and Lions resting most starters as well. Anything else about this game?
Well, we have yet to mention the incredible Isaac Tesla catch. 2 weeks in a row now. You made sure to. We started a little late because you were trying to find this picture. Another fantastic grab. This one along the sideline. Oh, yeah. 2 weeks in a row now. It's awesome. As soon as that happened, I almost leapt off the couch. I was like, "Are you serious? 2 weeks in a row? This guy is something else." Now he could be a decoy. Why aren't they using him a little more? He's clearly got the hands. But I get it. Like they've done this with the rookies before. That's kind of Dan Campbell's MO. It's like they get slowly worked in throughout the season, keep them fresh. But I just think Tesla is like not an instant difference maker, but he's got the tape on him to where he could be a distraction. You know, you got a Tesla going out, throw Amon-Ra underneath. You know, something like that where, you know, because Amon-Ra had himself a day today. That was awesome to see. And shout out to our friends over at the Pigskin Dispatch on YouTube, Darren Hayes. This week's prediction, 2 weeks in a row, he's got the Lions prediction right. He guessed the 2-score loss last week. This week, he said Gibbs and Amon-Ra would combine for 3+ touchdowns. Well, you got 4, buddy. So keep the Lions predictions positive, and we'll be okay, Darren Hayes over at Pigskin Dispatch.
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny watching that play, him getting that catch and the clock ticking down. They spiked the ball at 1. Should have been end of the quarter, but what did they do? They found out that he was out of bounds, but replay had to do like a 10-second runoff, which left 6 seconds on the clock.
It was a little confusing. It was a bit of a mess. So it was the clock operator kept running the clock, even though it wasn't called inbounds. I think at the time they later reviewed it and said he was inbounds and determined that when that happened, it was at 16 seconds. So then they ran the 10 seconds off, which got him to 6, which then allowed him to have that extra play. So it kind of helped him. What a momentum shifter that was. You go from having 3 points there to the extra touchdown. I mean, at the end of the game now that everything kind of panned out the way it didn't matter, but it was still a nice kind of momentum booster for the Lions going into halftime, and kind of a deflating thing for the Bears, despite them getting the ball back in the second half, because they came out and the Bears just didn't seem to have it. So we'll see. I'm curious to see what the next matchup between these two teams will be, and we're not going to see that till the end of the year. So we'll see how much this affects Ben Johnson going forward and how this affects the Bears. But for the Lions, I mean, hard to argue with the results. Another 52-point game for Detroit in as many years. I can't remember the last time I've seen this many 52-point games. Robert Porcher inducted into the Lions Ring of Honor at halftime of this game. That's pretty cool to see. He was one of my favorite Lions growing up. And then trying to think what else from this one. Just now, I think regular season wise, the streak continues in terms of no back-to-back losses in the regular season, at least, which is nice. And then I don't know. Do you know? My wife got an alert on her Apple Watch about Jared Goff was close to becoming the number 2 all-time passer for the Lions. I'm not sure if that actually happened or not. I assume so. He threw 5 touchdowns during this game. So,
or touchdowns total?
Yeah, I think so.
I thought I saw.
I think he moved. I think he moved into. I don't know if he got into second place. So he passed Bobby Lane. I don't know if that happened today. No, not today. He's already second in passing yards, but trying to see if I could find passing touchdowns for the Lions.
Well, while you're looking that up, let's talk about week 3 game, Lions versus Ravens, Monday night, September 22nd at 8:15 p.m. It's going to be a really tough game for the Lions, especially running quarterback. You also got Derrick Henry in that backfield. So, yeah, that's one key stat here I want to look for is how is the defense going to look against this explosive Ravens offense? Are they going to be able to stop them? Or is it going to be like last time they played where the Ravens just beat the snot out of them? Hopefully they can fare better and maybe steal a win from the Ravens here. And then also, can the offense repeat what they did against the Bears here against the Ravens? Hopefully it wasn't a fluke and they come out like they did against the Bears, scoring a lot of points. I know that Ravens defense as well is pretty stacked as far as talent on that side of the ball too. So that'll be a big question mark here. And then other than that, we'll see how Davenport is, if he's going to be out for the rest of the season or a couple of games, or if he's going to be able to play this game. And it sounds like Brian Branch is going to be okay to play. He did have a lot of key um, key stats, a lot of stops against the Bears here. So yeah, anything you want to add about week 3 game?
Boy, other than I meant to look up and see how the Ravens did today. I forgot to look up. They beat the Browns 41-17. And just kind of perusing, looking at their stats. Lamar had a very solid day through the 4 touchdowns. Derrick Henry, not as strong a day, which makes me believe that next week we're going to see quite a bit of Derrick Henry trying to run the ball. Yeah. He can't rush for 23 yards one week and then next week do the same thing. So I have a bad feeling they're going to lean heavily on Lamar, but that defense gives them the zone that they did to the Bears this week. I see the Ravens taking advantage of that. So it'll be a tough one next week for sure. The Ravens now 1-1, Lions 1-1 going into that game. So that should be a hard fought game, hopefully. So we'll have to wait and see how that one pans out.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully they pump Brian Branch with a bunch of electrolytes so he ain't cramping all the time. I've noticed that for a while now. He just starts getting a lot of cramps. I don't know if he's drinking enough liquid or what, but
I don't know. Maybe we got to send him a crate of Gatorade, Kyle.
They need to do something.
Yeah, and real quick, so I did find on it's hard to see here, but on profootballreference.com, they don't have the game stats for today up yet, but Jared Goff was sitting at 116 for passing touchdowns with the Lions, which means his 5 will take him beyond Bobby Lane, who was sitting there at number 2. So during this game, Jared Goff does eclipse Bobby Lane to become the number 2 all-time touchdown passing leader in Detroit Lions history.
And number 1 is Matt Stafford.
Matt Stafford. So if Goff's got 121, Stafford had 282. So he's still got a ways to go. And about 28,000 yards still behind Stafford, passing wise, like yardage wise. So,
all right. Well, anything else you want to add, or let's go ahead and close this out here?
Hey, just a great performance by the Lions. I didn't think they were going to blow them out like this. I thought it would be a little closer for game, to be honest with you. But clearly, the Bears' first half last week, I won't say it was fool's gold, but definitely they were riding high on their own supply a little bit. But Detroit did what they had to do. And Lions fans, let's not overreact to the win. Just like I told you not to overreact to the loss last week. I think we still got stuff to clean up. Next week will be a great test for Detroit to see where we're at against a very physical Ravens team.
Yeah, we'll see. If Lions can steal a win against the Ravens, I'll be happy. But if it's a close game and the Lions lose, I'm not going to stress. If it's a blowout, I mean, if the Lions really lose really, really bad, I'm going to worry a little bit. But we'll have to wait and see there. But
the last time they played the Ravens, they got blown out.
Yeah,
it was in Baltimore then too, and now it's on prime time. It makes me a little nervous because everybody's going to be watching. So if the Lions get blown out again, everybody's going to see it. Please play a close game. That's all I need. I want. Because if they win this game, it sets up a nice run that they'll have. They have to play the other 2 NFC North teams. They got the Browns and then Bengals.
Yeah.
And those will be 2 tough matchups as well.
Did you hear who's that Bengals quarterback?
Mr. Joe Burrow, sir.
Yeah. He got hurt.
He did. We don't know the extent of the injury yet, but he did get hurt. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Cleveland, Cleveland's defense, we got to be careful. If they stuffed Derrick Henry for 23 yards rushing, and I haven't watched the highlights, just look at some of the stats. We might have to be careful with Cleveland's defense, despite the Ravens hanging up 41 points on them. So
yeah, I'm not too worried.
Because for 3 quarters, it was going into the fourth quarter, it was 20-10, Baltimore up, and then the Ravens scored 21 points in the fourth quarter. So,
oh jeez.
So we'll have to be careful next week. So I'm not going to get overexcited. Well, I'll figure out my pick going into the weekly NFL picks this week, guys. Check us out live on Wednesday, and that means my last thing before Kyle, I'll let you send it off. The show next week. I know we're not going to do it live right after the Lions Ravens game unless they blow them out or the Lions win big. Then maybe you'll be high on Mountain Dew, or however you stay up late at night to talk about the game afterward. Do you maybe want to hop on our This Week in the World of Football podcast and just do a quick segment and then call that our only show next week?
Yeah, we'll talk about it more as the
when
week
we get
plays.
closer. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds like a plan. I'll let you take it out then. Or am I reading something?
Yep. That's it for us this week. Thanks for watching, joining us in the live chat or whatever show.
Yeah, Sea-Dog was in the chat. He watched his Cowboys win. Yeah, what a thrilling overtime game that ended up being. So, hey, at least I got the pick right. Giants surprised me a little bit, but I got the pick right. I picked Dallas. So,
okay. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Lions, another dominating performance week 2 here. Looks like they got that rust knocked off. Hopefully they go into week 3 against the Ravens, pull out a win. We'll have to wait and see. But until then, thanks for watching, subscribing, liking, all that stuff. And we'll see you on the next one. If the Lions blow out the Ravens, I will definitely be awake and might just have to do a live show after that. But yeah, we'll let you guys know. But until then, thanks for watching. And remember, go Lions.
And that the Bears suck. I can't wait to wear this shirt to work tomorrow.
I'm going to have to wear my big hat tomorrow.
Oh, please do. Oh, God, Kyle, I would give anything. Please wear big hat and wear the chain. Please.
I don't know if it'll fit through the turnstile.
I don't care. I will help you. Let me know. Please. Please.
I'll think about it.
This is what America wants.
Yeah.
Please deliver.
All right.
Guys.
Yep.
Go
bye.
Lions.